Accra, capital and largest city of Ghana, on the Gulf of Guinea, an arm of the Atlantic Ocean. The city lies partly on a cliff, 25 to 40 feet, 8 to 12 meters, high, and spreads northward over the undulating Accra Plains. The area's susceptibility to faulting is the cause of occasional earthquakes. When the Portuguese first settled on the coast of what is now Ghana in 1482, the present site of Accra was occupied by several villages of the Ga tribe, ruled from a parent settlement, Ayawaso, located about 15 miles, 24 kilometers, north. Between 1650 and 1680 the Europeans built 3 fortified trading posts: Fort James, English, Fort Crèvecoeur, Dutch, and Christiansborg Castle, Danish, along the coast in the locality. While these European posts were being constructed, Ayawaso was destroyed in a tribal war, and its population, together with that of the other major Ga towns on the Accra Plains, was drawn to the coast by the prospect of profitable trade with the Europeans. As a result, 3 coastal villages Osu, Christiansborg, Dutch Accra, later called Usher Town, and Jamestown sprang up, becoming the nuclei of what was to be Accra. The name Accra itself is a corruption of the Akan word Nkran. It refers to the black ants that abound in the vicinity. It came to be applied to the inhabitants of this part of the Accra Plains. Accra grew into a prosperous trading center. The Danes and the Dutch left the region in 1850 and 1872, respectively, and in 1877 Accra became the capital of the British Gold Coast Colony. In 1898 a municipal council was formed to improve the town. By the 1930s Accra was systematically laid out. Accra is the administrative, economic, and educational center of Ghana. The city contains the head offices of all of the large banks and trading firms, the insurance agencies, the electricity corporation, the general post office, the large open markets to which most of the food supply comes, and the Accra Central Library. In addition to the forts, important buildings include the Coral Bulletin General Hospital, which also houses the Ghana Medical School, the Holy Spirit, Roman Catholic, Holy Trinity, Anglican, and Methodist cathedrals, the National Archives, and the National Museum. Also located in the city are the offices of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research and the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. The University of Ghana, 1948, is located at Legon, to the north. In addition, there are a football, soccer, stadium and a racecourse in the city. Independence Arch, in Black Star Square, is used for ceremonial parades. Accra has well-paved roads and a good municipal bus service. A transportation hub, the city is also connected by rail to Kumasi, in the interior, and to the port city of Tema, 17 miles, 27 kilometers, to the east, which has taken over Accra's port function. Accra is the site of Kotoka International Airport. The city's chief manufactures are processed food, lumber, and textiles. Accra is the capital and largest city of Ghana, located on the southern coast at the Gulf of Guinea, which is part of the Atlantic Ocean. As of 2021 census, the Accra Metropolitan District, 20.4 square kilometers 7.9 square miles, had a population of 284,124 inhabitants, and the larger Greater Accra region, 3,245 square kilometers 1,253 square miles, had a population of 5,455,692 inhabitants. In common usage, the name Accra often refers to the territory of the Accra Metropolitan District as it existed before 2008, when it covered 199.4 square kilometers 77.0 square miles. This territory has since been split into 13 local government districts, 12 independent municipal districts, total area, 179.0 square kilometers, and the reduced Accra Metropolitan District, 20.4 square kilometers, which is the only district within the capital to be granted city status. This territory of 199.4 square kilometers contained 1,782,150 inhabitants at the 2021 census, and serves as the capital of Ghana, while the district under the jurisdiction of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly proper, 20.4 square kilometers, is distinguished from the rest of the capital as the city of Accra. Formed from the merger of distinct settlements around British Fort James, Dutch Fort Crevecoeur, Usher Fort, and Danish Fort Christiansborg as Jamestown, Ushertown, and Christiansborg respectively, Accra served as the capital of the British Gold Coast between 1877 and 1957 and has since transitioned into a modern metropolis. The capital's architecture reflects this history, ranging from 19th-century colonial architecture to modern skyscrapers and apartment blocks. Accra is the Greater Accra region's economic and administrative hub, and serves as the anchor of the larger Greater Accra metropolitan area, GAMA, which is inhabited by about 4 million people, making it the 13th largest metropolitan area in Africa. In 2020, the Globalization and World Cities Research Network think tank designated Accra as a Gamma-level global city, indicating a growing level of international influence and connectedness. When Kwame Nkrumah became Ghana's first post-independence prime minister in 1957, he created his own plan for Accra's development. Instead of creating spaces to serve the elite, Nkrumah sought to create spaces to inspire pride and nationalism in his people and people throughout Africa. Rather than creating ornamental fountains and a large parliament complex, Nkrumah decided to build landmarks such as Independence Square, the State House, and the Organization of African Unity Building, and to refurbish Christiansborg Castle. Nkrumah decided to leave the Atlantic coastal region undeveloped, so as to not detract attention from the community center or Independence Square, lending both spaces symbolic significance. The Nkrumah plan did not emphasize order nearly as much as the Frye/Trevelyan plan did, whereas the British plan strove to lessen crowding in the commercial district and help relieve the overcrowding of neighborhoods bordering the CBD. The Nkrumah plan allowed for continued compression of commercial establishments into the CBD, as well as increased migration into Jamestown. The modern city is centered on the original British, Danish, and Dutch forts and their surrounding communities, Jamestown near the British James Fort, OSU near the Danish fort of Christiansborg, now OSU Castle, and Usherstown near the Dutch Usher Fort. Tourist attractions include the National Museum of Ghana, the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, the National Archives of Ghana and Ghana's Central Library, the National Theatre, the Accra Centre for National Culture, and the Jamestown Lighthouse. The Parliament, Supreme Court of Ghana, Black Star Square and the Bank of Ghana are also located in Accra. The city is also a transportation hub, home to the Kotoka International Airport, and railway links to Tema, Sekondi Takoradi, and Kumasi. Accra has become a location for national and international business conferences, such as the Barcamp Ghana series, organized by Ghana Think Foundation. Owing to its location in the Dahomey Gap, where the Gulf of Guinea and the Atlantic Ocean coast runs parallel to the prevailing moist monsoonal winds, Accra features a very marginal hot semi-arid climate that borders on a tropical wet and dry climate. The average annual rainfall is about 730 millimeters, which falls primarily during Ghana's 2 rainy seasons. The chief rainy season begins in April and ends in mid-July, whilst a weaker second rainy season occurs in October. Rain usually falls in short intensive storms and causes local flooding in which drainage channels are obstructed. As a coastal city, Accra is vulnerable to the impacts of climate change and sea level rise, with population growth putting increasing pressure on the coastal areas. Drainage infrastructure is particularly at risk, which has profound implications for people's livelihoods, especially in informal settlements. Inadequate planning, regulation and law enforcement, as well as perceived corruption in government processes, lack of communication across government departments and lack of concern or government coordination with respect to building codes are major impediments to progressing the development of Accra's drainage infrastructure, according to the Climate and Development Knowledge Network. As Accra is close to the equator, the daylight hours are practically uniform during the year. Relative humidity is generally high, varying from 65% in the mid-afternoon to 95% at night. The predominant wind direction in Accra is from the WSW to north-northeast sectors. Wind speeds normally range between 8 and 16 km per hour. High wind gusts occur with thunderstorms, which generally pass in squalls along the coast. The maximum wind speed record in Accra is 107.4 km per hour, 58 knots. Strong winds associated with thunderstorm activity often cause damage to property by removing roofing material. Several areas of Accra experience microclimatic effects. Low-profile drainage basins with a north-south orientation are not as well ventilated as those oriented east-west. Air is often trapped in pockets over the city, and an insulation effect can give rise to a local increase in air temperature of several degrees. This occurs most notably in the Accra Newtown Sports Complex areas. The administration of Accra occurs at two levels. Strategic initiatives, such as the Urban Transportation Project, are coordinated between district authorities, while local administration is carried out by local government authorities, which are responsible for most local services, such as local planning, local roads, and refuse collection within their area of jurisdiction. The Accra Metropolitan District is one of the 254 metropolitan, municipal and districts in Ghana, and among the 26 such districts in the Greater Accra region with a population of 284,124 as of 2021. As of March 2018, it spans an area of approximately 60 square kilometers 23 square miles and encompasses the Abel Kuma South, Ashaiduketuk, and Okaikoi South Sub-Metropolitan District Councils. The district was established by the Local Government Act of 1993, Act 462, and Legislative Instrument 1615. The local authority of the district, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, is currently headed by Mohamed Aji Isawa, who was appointed by the President of the Republic of Ghana in 2017 as the Metropolitan Chief Executive and serves as the political head of the district and mayor of the city of Accra. Since 1961, the district has been coterminous with the city of Accra, which also serves as its capital. Today, the Accra Metropolitan District is one of the 10 districts that make up the Accra Metropolitan Area, an area that serves as the capital of Ghana. Administratively, the district is one of the 21 local authority districts of the Greater Accra Metropolitan Area, which include GA South Municipal District, GA Central Municipal District, GA West Municipal District, GA East Municipal District, GA North Municipal District, Vijigba Municipal District, Labadi Beach Municipal District, Ledzakuka Municipal District, Crower Municipal District, Okaikwe North Municipal District, Abel Kuma North Municipal District, Abel Kuma West Municipal District, Ayawaso East Municipal District, Ayawaso North Municipal District, Ayawaso West Municipal District, Addington Municipal District, Tema Metropolitan District, Tema West Municipal District, Ashaiman Municipal District, Longkwantanang Madina Municipal District, and Kapone Katamanso Municipal District. The Accra Metropolitan District covers a total land area of 60 square kilometers 23 square miles. It is bounded to the north by the Ayawaso West Municipal District and Okaikoi North Municipal District, to the west by the Abel Kuma West Municipal District and Abel Kuma North Municipal District, and to the east by the Ayawaso East Municipal District and the Labadi Beach Municipal District. The Gulf of Guinea serves as the southern border. The Accra Metropolitan District features a tropical savanna climate, Köppen climate classification A, that borders on a hot semi-arid climate. The average annual rainfall is about 730 mm, which falls primarily during Ghana's two rainy seasons. The chief rainy season begins in April and ends in mid-July, whilst a weaker second rainy season occurs in October. Rain usually falls in short intensive storms and causes local flooding in which drainage channels are obstructed. As a coastal city, Accra is vulnerable to the impacts of climate change and sea level rise, with population growth putting increasing pressure on the coastal areas. Drainage infrastructure is particularly at risk, which has profound implications for people's livelihoods, especially in informal settlements. Inadequate planning, regulation and law enforcement, as well as perceived corruption in government processes, lack of communication across government departments and lack of concern or government coordination with respect to building codes are major impediments to progressing the development of Accra's drainage infrastructure, according to the Climate and Development Knowledge Network. As Accra is close to the equator, the daylight hours are practically uniform during the year. Relative humidity is generally high, varying from 65% in the mid-afternoon to 95% at night. The predominant wind direction in Accra is from the WSW to north-northeast sectors. Wind speeds normally range between 8 and 16 km per hour. High wind gusts occur with thunderstorms, which generally pass in squalls along the coast. The maximum wind speed record in Accra is 107.4 km per hour, 58 knots. Strong winds associated with thunderstorm activity often cause damage to property by removing roofing material. Several areas of Accra experience microclimatic effects. Low-profile drainage basins with a north-south orientation are not as well ventilated as those oriented east-west. Air is often trapped in pockets over the city, and an insulation effect can give rise to a local increase in air temperature of several degrees. This occurs most notably in the Accra Newtown Sports Complex areas. Accra is on the Atlantic coast, but it has not served as a port city since the 1950s. Instead, the port of Tema, about 29 kilometers to the east along the Atlantic coast, was developed for deep water shipping to and from Ghana as it can accommodate larger ships. The port opened in 1961. Tema is part of the metropolitan area of Accra. Transport within Accra includes roads and rails, and an international airport. Accra is served by Kotoka International Airport, which has both civil and military uses. Located 6 miles, 9.7 kilometers, from downtown Accra, the airport handles all of the city's scheduled passenger services. There are plans to build a second airport to relieve the aviation pressure on the Kotoka International Airport. This new airport will be located at Pram Pram in Accra and will be constructed by China Airport Civil Construction. This plan was still under review in 2020, as additional runways at Kotoka are in consideration as an alternative to a new international airport. Football is the most popular sport in Accra. The most famous football clubs in the city are Accra Great Olympics FC and Accra Hearts of Oak, whose main rival is Asante Kotoko of Kumasi. The Accra Sports Stadium is home to Accra Great Olympics FC and the Hearts of Oak, and a host venue of the Black Stars, the national football team of Ghana. In 2008, the Accra Sports Stadium hosted 9 matches in the 2008 African Cup of Nations. Another notable club is Accra Lions FC, which also plays in the Accra Sports Stadium. Accra is home to the Right to Dream Academy, which gives young Ghanaians a chance at a career in professional football. Tourism in Ghana accounted for 1,087,000 international tourist arrivals in 2011. Accra is the Greater Accra region's tourist hub, sporting a wide variety of hotels, monuments, museums, and nightclubs. The city has 3 5-star hotels, the Labadi Beach Hotel, the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel and the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. The Golden Tulip Hotel and Novotel Accra, located in Accra's Central Business District, are both ranked 4 stars. There are numerous 3-star hotels, including the Hotel Wangara, Hotel Shangri-La and Erata Hotel, as well as many budget hotels. The Accra International Conference Centre and other meeting facilities provide venues for conference tourism. The Dubois Centre houses a research library and gallery of manuscripts, as well as the graves of its namesake, the scholar W.E.B. Dubois, and his wife Shirley Graham Dubois. The Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum is the resting place of Ghana's first president, Kwame Nkrumah, who oversaw the Gold Coast's independence from Britain and was a leading exponent of Pan-Africanism. The National Theatre in Accra, home of the National Symphony Orchestra Ghana. Accra furthermore hosts the National Museum, National Theatre, with its distinctive modern Chinese architecture. In October 2022, Accra was named by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, as World Book Capital for 2023. Thank you for watching this video.